So you know more about the Pieman situation than me, so I think you can give like a little bit better explanation to my audience about what happened with John Swan and Pieman.
Yeah, all right, hello. So the I just before I say anything about the situation, considering how much of a controversial figure I am with mistakes I've made in my past, I just want to sit here and say that I'm not trying to say that I'm morally superior than any of these two guys, right?
Of course.
I'm not trying to sit here and put myself above them, right? I believe that anyone, no matter how high they are they put themselves on a pedestal or others put them on a pedestal, they are worthy of criticism. But in my eyes, John portrays himself as someone who doesn't take criticism, or if that makes sense, you know?
Hmm.
With that being said, the whole Pie Man situation, I was in the brunt of it kind of a thing, just in the meat of it. So this all started when there was a Twitter group chat with a bunch of commentary YouTubers. Someone made the group chat and we're inviting everyone, and it just became this whole cluster of someone would invite some other people, someone would invite some more people to where there was like 50, 40 plethora of people in this group chat, and it became from commentary YouTubers to just people within the commentary community, just figures in it kind of a thing, you know?
And maybe just fans as well, just people starting up as well.
Yeah, kind of. It's just people who associate with people within the commentary community,
Hmm.
right? One of these figures was known as a Twitter account by the name of I'm Alex Stan 69. So during this, I'm Alex Stan was making a few people uncomfortable just by her behavior and her very like overly sexual behavior that just really made people uncomfortable. Pieman DM'd her and started talking sexually with her, started flirting with her in the DMs, you know?
Hmm.
And this led into this big, huge thing where it started out as when he got caught, it was just small small commentators noticed, right? It was small commentators noticed, and one thing that Pyman left out of his video was that when he got caught and people were talking to him about it, kind of a thing, Pyman denied it at first and said that the screenshots were faked. Only when bigger YouTubers like A Star and John Swan got involved, only then he admitted fault, you know?
Hmm.
Which is pretty ironic. I'm just gonna say here that like only then, when he was backed into a corner, is then when he admitted fault to it, which is pretty ironic considering how this whole tale
Yeah,
ends.
considering how John Swan's been with the Dream stuff.
Yeah, when Pieman admitted fault, well, first of all, he didn't just admit fault, right? He admitted fault, and then within that day, later that night, and then the next day, he started blaming others for doing the same thing, even though he was the only one. No one else was doing it. It was just Pieman flirting with this girl. And when he was flirting with her, he didn't know she was 12 until she told him. And then when she told him, one of the weird DMs. I still need to ask him about this because I honestly don't know what his mental what he was thinking when he said that the thought of her being 12 turned him on even more. I honest that was one of the screenshots that got leaked, and I think that was probably, I don't want to say the most famous one, but probably the most notable one
Uh huh.
out of the situation. And I honestly need to ask him like what he was thinking when he said that. So he gets called out. He gets mocked by a lot of people within the commentary community. There are people that gave some advice, stupid advice, like Zog and Nicholas the Oreo and a few others who gave him stupid advice. But there was people like A Star and John Swan that were just mocking the situation and just making him feel awful, you know?
Hmm.
Because at the end of the day, right, as weird as the DMs were that came out, he's still a 15-year-old kid talking to another kid,
Yeah, of
right?
course.
But just making him feel bad, you know? And it all culminated into an episode where of his drama time program where John Swan was a special guest on, or he just showed up there and he was just berating Pie Man, yelling at him, and just really treating him poorly, you know. And that I think honestly was the straw that broke the camel's back with how he was being treated within the community and stuff like that. Because I think the next night or later that night, I might be remembering it wrong because this was in early December. I remember that vividly. Um, he made the Google Doc where he's apologized and talked about a lot of things. And the one notable thing that people noticed was that he said that like after my next video, I might just kill myself or something like that. And that opened up a lot of people's eyes. A lot of people apologized and tried to reach out to Pieman. Michael One, good YouTuber, good guy like Michael One, reached out to Pieman and was able to talk to Pieman and talked him out of doing the harmful stuff, you know?
Mm.
Talked him out of doing the impulsive stuff
Yeah.
and try to talk him out, you know?
Of
Because,
suicide.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And, like, okay, I'm probably getting ahead of myself. Let me just take to the events and we can reflect upon
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. Backtrack. Back.
Yeah. So, after that situation is taken care of, now people this is like the first shot across the bow at the internet's gradual turn against John, because smaller commentators did not like how John treated Pieman on that stream, and they were very upset with his treatment towards them. People who were first of all, I just want to say I never liked John Swan to begin with. Even with my first interaction with him in January of 2020, never liked him. I always thought that he was an egotistical person who would put himself upon a pedestal, who thinks that he's above criticism. Lo and behold, over a year later, I was proven right.
I can
Okay.
kind of understand that with like you yourself already had that experience because like you yourself tweeted at John Swan and he saw it in a stream that he was doing about the Pie Man situation and where he was basically being an egotistical person with saying that I'm never going to apologize for the Pie Man situation and how he acted in it.
I think, don't forget too, he lied, deliberately lied on his stream to his impressionable fans that Pieman suicide baited. He told people that he suicide baited. And this isn't the first time, too, that he told people that someone with mental issues was doing it for attention or was baiting people. Myself, when I was getting canceled, quote unquote, for the mistakes I made,
Mm-hmm.
back in September, right? I was very, very depressed. I was in a depressive state of mind because my friends were leaving me, you know, the pretty much the almost the whole community just turned on me kind of a thing, you know, and it's just when I thought I was getting respect in the community, I
You lost it
put
all pretty much.
I lost it all kind of a thing, you know?
Yeah.
And throughout when I was feeling this mental issue, John Swan took pot shot after pot shot after pot shot about me, right? Was it deservable? In some people's eyes, that's debatable, right? If you think it's deservable, I'm not going to argue with you. If you think it's undeserved,
Yeah,
I'm not going to argue with
I
you.
mean, criticism against somebody who does something wrong is right.
Yeah,
However, for your case, you're saying that like John Swan was taking it a little too far. Besides just
he
doing criticism of somebody like yourself who was doing it, and you have admitted to like actions that were
Yeah.
wrong.
And how far did he took it? He took it to the point where when I was public about my suicidal thoughts and like my mental health issues, and it was very noticeable that I needed mental help, he took it upon himself to lie to people, saying that I was baiting people, suicide baiting people, and be manipulative and was doing it for attention. To the point where I can show you a screenshot. He deleted the tweet, but Optimus quote tweeted John, adding me with my old Twitter ad, saying, "Oh, Rain scummy for what he did," kind of a thing. Like, if this is true, this scummy. Don't tweet at him
Can
though.
you actually send that tweet in the DMs?
Yes, actually, I sent it to someone earlier today, so it might take me a little bit to find it.
Yeah, take your time. I'll keep recording. I'll make sure to
Yeah.
trim this out. I
Actually,
think
yeah. Wait, no, I tweeted about it recently. What am I doing?
yeah, if you got a screenshot of it, or if you can send me the
Oh
link,
yeah, I
I
got
could
a screenshot.
yeah.
Yeah, here it is. Right here. There it is.
Okay, let's see, weaponizing. So I'm gonna read this just to. So the tweet is deleted, right?
John's tweet is deleted.
Okay, so weaponizing suicide is one of the shittiest, lowest things you can do. It makes all of us who've actually struggled with suicide look worse, and it creates a ridiculous mental toll on those you're weaponizing it against. It's Rainism. You should seek professional mental help, dude. I don't want people to harass him or fuck with him because that's wrong. However, this is completely out of line, and if Raintism actually feels this way, he needs not to threaten John Swan with the suicide. He needs to go seek some professional help.
I think John has a problem with a real issue with saying that people are weaponizing suicide when they legit need mental health issues. Because think of it like this: if Pieman didn't get the help that he needed, and his mental health was declining more and more and more. And John Swan, again, with the straw that broke the camel's back, saying that he's weaponizing suicide. What do you think would happen if Pieman just did it later that same day?
Yeah, it,
It's a dangerous mindset what John has coming to this conclusion on such a baseless claim.
and you think that like with how he was doing it, it was basically just a house of cards ready to fall, pretty much, with his actions and how his I guess attitude, with you saying like he's putting himself on such a big pedestal, that it was kind of the backlash that he got from this side was kind of inevitable in a sense,
It
right?
was inevitable. It's very inevitable. Like I said, like a lot of people can view this recent thing with him admitting that he lied, and people can sit there and say that they didn't see this coming. On the other hand, I can sit here and say that I was patient for over a year about his behavior, and only then when I became patient when karma came back around and bit him. He let his ego, his ignorance, and his behavior get the best of him. He surrounded himself with a cult of personality and pretty much screwed himself over.
Yeah, seems that way with what you've told me and with what the actions he's done recently. Not only to himself and to other people, but also to just the people who are defending him. Yeah, it's a very sad situation.
Yeah. And again, I'll repeat myself and say I'm not trying to sit here and say that I'm morally superior than John because, again, I've messed up in the past too. And within the past 5 months since September, almost 6 months, almost half a year at this point, I've own up to what I've done, and I don't let my past actions reflect who I am currently. So if I could say anything positive about John is I hope he understands what he did, and takes this as a learning experience,
Of
so he
course,
can improve him, so he can improve himself for the future, like how I did.
yes. I
But knowing John, it's hard to see that type of future,
Well, I think that's it. Thank you very much for this. Um, yeah, guys, go check out Rain. He does better content than me. Obviously, of course, not a better profile picture. As for the two fucking things you're seeing on screen right now. Yeah,
If I can leave, anybody with anything, is that this only shows that anyone can, be called out for anything, no matter how much how much you put them on a pedestal, how much anyone watching this puts them on a pedestal, or how much they themselves put themselves on a pedestal, Anyone can get called out, which is scary if you think about it,
oh no, no, trust me, I'm fucking scared about whatever I do. I could fucking sneeze on stream and somebody would try to cancel me on Twitter the next day. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But all right,
Yep.
Rain,
All right.
thank you very much. You're in California. God help you. So I'll I'll leave you to it. Have a good night.
Yeah, you do.